WASTEAM's front office and coaching staff suck. The Washington football team has only achieved 10 wins once since they hired Bruce Allen in 2009. They have won the NFC East twice, once under Mike Shanahan in 2012, and once in 2015 under Mr. Bill himself, Jay Gruden. These are Washington's season stats for the last 9 years. Bruce Allen's tenure as Washington's GM, a win-loss record of 5-9, 8-4-1, and a point differential of -489, an average of -54. For comparison, the Eagles went 7-8, 6-2-0 with a point differential of 264, which is an average of about 30 points a year and is equivalent to winning every game by about 2 points. Keep in mind that this period includes the Chip Kelly era, as well as some of Andy Reid's particularly meh seasons, and one really bad one. In addition, they have gone 0-2 in the playoffs, while Philly has gone 4-2. Oh, and they won the Super Bowl. I am sure that many people are asking me, Robbie, what does any of this have to do with the management? Doesn't responsibility for this fall on the coaches and the players of the team? The answer is yes. And oh, while these stats reflect the performance of the players and coaches, their performance is a reflection of the management system. When Bruce Allen was hired in December of 2009, he was given a large portion of control in the front office. The following month, he hired Mike Shanahan as the head coach and executive vice president of football operations, giving him almost full control over the team. The interesting part about this was that the owner of WASTEAM, Dan Snyder, was not on stage to introduce Mike Shanahan. Instead, he sat in the audience with his wife. This was the first major hire in which he was uninvolved. In under a month, a major shift in the balance had occurred in the Washington front office. His tenure was riddled with mediocrity, the likes of which Washington has debatably never seen before. Ironically enough, Mike Shanahan did coach the Washington football team to its only double-digit season since 2005. After a particularly bad season, Bruce Allen fired Mike Shanahan and reclaimed the title of Executive Vice President of Football Operations. Everything should be just hunky-dory now, right? Well, the same bozo who hired and gave power to Mike Shanahan hired Jay Gruden. While he has yet to be quite as bad as Mike Shanahan, he has yet to produce an awe-inspiring season. Over the last 9 years, Washington has had 7 first-round picks. The first 2, Trent Williams and Ryan Kerrigan, are excellent. Brandon Scherff is a top 10 guard. Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen are promising. However, Washington has made only 2 attempts at offensive playmakers, RGIII and Josh Doctson. While, as a firm believer in the importance of maintaining strong lines, Washington has done very little to improve the offense early in the draft. So far, they have yet to be successful. RGIII was promising, but then he was injured, and as an inefficient pocket passer, he lost the starting job to Kirk Cousins, or Kirk Coupons, if you prefer. The other non-line player Washington has drafted is Josh Doctson. If you were to look up mediocre in the dictionary, you would see a picture of Doctson. Last season, he produced only 532 yards, which was good for second on the team. Jordan Reed, Washington's. His total yardage was 1034. To put that in perspective, Zach Ertz had 1,163 yards last year alone. I wouldn't consider him a success. I might even consider him a bust. To get back on track, Washington has had a reasonable amount of success in the draft in recent years, but they have struggled to come up with playmakers who will have a significant impact on the team's direction. At this point, Washington needs a quarterback. They made a splash last year during free agency and acquired Alex Smith, but his injury is so bad that he has already been ruled out for this season, and his future as an NFL player is bleak. To fill the gap at quarterback, Washington signed Case Keenum. Denver signed him last year after he led the Minnesota Vikings to the NFC Championship game, which they lost 38-7 to Philadelphia, but his season was rather pedestrian. Still, Washington thought that he was their best option at quarterback, and, perhaps foolishly, they look like they are merely waiting for Alex Smith to return. With quarterback positions set for the foreseeable future, at least in the eyes of Washington, they will almost certainly stay away from the best quarterback still on the board at number 15 overall, Drew Lock. I think that Drew Lock is the best player for them, but I don't trust Washington's management enough to actually pick them. Which brings me to my pick. As the title suggests, I have selected D.K. Metcalf with the 15th overall pick. There is no doubt that Washington needs help at wide receiver. The following is a chart with Washington's top receivers last season. Yikes! Washington's leading receiver in terms of yards, receptions, and targets is Jordan Reed, who tops the list despite having missed 3 games during the season. If this chart doesn't scream, "not a very talented receiving core," to you, I don't know what does. I think it is important to note that Chris Thompson was targeted and received the 3rd most balls out of the entire team. I would think that there would be at least 2 receivers ahead of him because, it's their job. Another important detail is that Adrian Peterson is the only player on this list who played in all 16 games. At the very least, Washington needs a talented receiver in case, God forbid, Josh Doctson and Jordan Reed or Jamison Crowder were injured on the same day. I think the true weight of these numbers is felt when you compare them to those of Philadelphia. If you treat Jordan Matthews and Golden Tate as the same person, because they were pretty much alternating during the season, all 3 of Philly's top receivers outperformed Washington's players, and rookie tight end Dallas Goedert was not significantly outperformed by Vernon Davis, although Vernon Davis achieved his total with less catches. The running backs held their own, too, considering Corey Clement was injured, Darren Sproles only played 6 games, and Wendell Smallwood as Wendell Smallwood. Washington desperately needs a boost to their receiving core, and D.K. Metcalf is just the guy to do it. Let's start with his combine stats. To say D.K. Metcalf is a stellar athlete would be an understatement. The grades speak for themselves. Kiss an impressive specimen. The primary concern here is his shuttle and 3-cone scores. The numbers say that he is not very agile, but I don't think that they tell the whole truth. Here, he escaped like 3 tackles and managed to stay in bounds all the way down the sideline for the touchdown. Some of that was just raw speed, but it takes serious shiftiness to have the catch and run he has here. Although the combine stats seem to indicate that Metcalf is no more than a straight-line receiver, I don't think that's quite the case either. While it wasn't the sharpest break out there, it is plenty to get to the next level. The biggest problem I really have with Metcalf is his production. He hasn't even broken 700 yards yet. However, I don't think anyone should be concerned about his abilities. When targeted, D.K. Metcalf has been very efficient. His 21.9 yards per reception was 2nd highest in the SEC, and 4th highest in the NCAA. Even the limited playing time is enough for me to say that he is ready to be a talented NFL receiver. Not unlike members of the media, I think an accurate comparison to D.K. Metcalf is Josh Gordon. I'm talking strictly about on-field facets, as I don't expect Metcalf to experience the same off-field issues that Gordon has. They were both relatively inexperienced coming into the NFL. Like Gordon was, Metcalf must continue to grow as a receiver to become a truly elite receiver. Their upside is their athletic potential. Like Gordon, Metcalf is a big, strong, and speedy receiver. All 32 teams covet that trifecta. If Metcalf can hone his skills, he could become one of the top receivers in the league. Having similar builds, Metcalf's route tree will likely be very similar to Gordon's. Roughly 60% of Josh Gordon's routes were nines, posts, and slants. These routes are likely to be the most frequent ones used by Metcalf. They require little refinement in technique, so a physical, speedy receiver such as Metcalf can be plugged into the Washington offense today if need be. Metcalf would be a benefit to almost any team he joined, as he possesses enough skill and natural ability to be an instant playmaker in their offense. I think that Washington could significantly bolster their team by drafting him. As long as Jay Gruden schemes well around him, which is far from uncertain, K could be a star receiver very soon. As an Eagles fan, I would certainly be scared to play him twice every year. To anyone who read the whole thing, thank you for sticking with me. Feel free to tell me how bad you thought I did. I won't get offended. We all we need. Fly Eagles fly. We all we need. 0%, 0 votes, 0%, 0 votes, 0 votes. Total vote now. 2019 Bulgarian Levs Mock Draft Order 1, Cardinals, Phillies and the Bees, Kyler Murray 2, 49ers, Dak Prescott, Nick Bosa 3, Jets, Talion 2696, Quinnen Williams 4, Raiders, Sisyphus No More, Josh Allen 5, Buccaneers, EAGLES BSU, Montez Sweat 6, Giants, Ab Lesser 88, Dwayne Haskins 7, Jaguars, 20 Safety Hazards, Jawan Taylor 8, Lions, 89, Tremaine, Ed Oliver 9, Bills, DRC 242, Jonah Williams 10, Broncos, I-Town Ballers 22, Devin White 11, Bengals, Phoenix X Maximus, Cody Ford 12, Packers, Palani App and KM, Brian Burns 13, Dolphins, Wild Cattle, Andre Dillard 14, Falcons, Happy 24, Rashawn Gary 15, Washington, Robert Agusso 1, DK. Metcalf 16, Panthers, Jalupowitz 17, Giants, Kevin Don't 18, Vikings, Eagles 701, 19, Titans, Big Schmoopy 20, Steelers, J. Will 21, Seahawks, Nick Foley and Dynamite 22, Ravens, Mint Training 23, Texans, Eagles Rock 94, 24, Raiders, Summer Sinva 25, Eagles, I Need a Username 26, Colts, Nolo 0, 27, Raiders, SLC Eagle 28, Chargers, LB Seagulls Fan 29, Chiefs, Boxer Madness 30, Packers, Cafes 31, Rams, Mathuk 32. Patriots, Z_66. Now it's time for you to vote for who you think Washington should pick in the 2019 Bulgarian Levs Community Consensus Mock Draft. 0%, 0 votes, 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 0 votes. Total vote now. 2019 Bulgarian Levs Community Consensus Mock Draft 1, Cardinals, Kyler Murray 2, 49ers, Nick Bosa 3, Jets. Quinnen Williams 4, Raiders, Josh Allen 5, Buccaneers, Montez Sweat 6, Giants, Dwayne Haskins 7, Jaguars, Jawan Taylor 8, Lions, Ed Oliver 9, Bills, Jonah Williams 10, Broncos, Devin White 11, Bengals, Devin Bush 12, Packers, TJ Hawkinson 13, Dolphins, Andre Dillard 14, Falcons, Rashawn Gary 15, Washington.